Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
This week, we've seen no shortage of craziness at the RNC, but next week at the DNC, there may be craziness for a different reason. And we see Wikileaks releases nearly 20,000 hacked DNC emails. And it's unclear how Wikileaks obtained the records, but the release comes weeks after a hacker or hackers, going by the name Guccifer 2.0, began releasing records obtained through the DNC's computer system. Hackers claim to be Romanian, but many suspect the records were taken by a team of Russian hackers. The DNC, which is chaired by Florida Rep. Debbie Schultz, has acknowledged their systems were infiltrated. The party has not commented on specific information released through the hack. According to Wikileaks, which is operated by Julian Assange, the release is part one of a new series it's calling the Hillary Leaks. So it seems like things are just not going too well for Mrs. Clinton. Granted, she stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders, but other than that, she has a lot of things she's going to have to contend with. And this is just one of the things that's happening at the DNC. There's be a whole bunch of shenanigans going on out there. I heard that at one point they're going to have a quote fart in. Bernie Sanders supporters were going to go eat a bunch of pork and beans and broccoli and everything else and go fart in the DNC. I'm glad I'm not going. I'll just leave it at that. So that's one of the things that you can expect to see when it comes to DNC. And speaking of Hillary, remember that tomorrow, Saturday from 12 to 2, if you're in the city of Miami, Florida, you can head down to Florida National University Arena and you can see the Hillary for Prison banners flying around high in the sky. So be sure to take your pictures, bring your Hillary for Prison t-shirts. You get those autographed. We'll send you a little something for that. And you can send all your pictures to writers@infowars.com. Also, you can send us your pics on Twitter. And as we're talking about Hillary, let's talk about her VP choice, because earlier this week we got the news that Mike Pence was going to be the VP for Donald J. Trump. And now there's a lot of speculation of who Hillary's going to choose to be her sidekick, so to speak, in that VP spot. And they say sources are saying that it's Senator Tim Kaine, and he is the likely choice. They say sources told Fox News that Kaine was the front runner. They have others considered for the position, also including Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack and New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. They say he's a late entry, which is somewhat surprising. A lot of people speculated that it was going to be Bernie Sanders, possibly Joe Biden. I thought it was going to be Sanders, to be quite honest with you, because after all the things that happened to him, I thought they at least, dangle him the carrot. Hey, come help us toe the party line. But I guess he got his 30 pieces of silver. And I just love the memes with Bernie Sanders because he was supposed to be the different one. He wasn't like all these other politicians. He's going to bust up the big banks. Now he's supporting the woman supported by the big banks, and it's all just gone downhill. But a lot of people say that Bernie really wasn't in it to win it. He was just trying to push the agenda so far left that he could get some of his policies through, and he has achieved that. There are definitely talking points that Hillary will have to adopt to get that Sanders base on her ticket and not go to Trump or just not sit the election out. So in that regard, I think Bernie Sanders was successful, but the Democratic Party in general is just not anything I want to deal with. It also includes the Republican Party, and to an extent, a Libertarian ticket. I think the Libertarians are capable of doing a lot of good things, but they haven't really done it this election cycle. They got guys, running around in thongs at the conventions. I don't know what's going on with the Libertarian Party, but that's just one aspect of it. Now, as we talk about Hillary, they say that pretty much any criticism of Hillary Clinton is considered a war against women, an attack on women, which is very interesting. I'd like to stay on this for 1 second, because before Obama, you watch the late night shows, the talk shows, the stand-up comedians, they always made fun of presidents. It was nothing new about it going back, even before we had TV and, the modern conveniences. You had jesters making fun of the kings and the queens and all this stuff going back for centuries. But, once you get Obama in office, now you can't make fun of the president. Or if you do, it has to be like, on Jimmy Kimmel, where he's in on the joke and it's all funny, haha. He's laughing at himself to an extent, not somebody making fun of him. But that has changed since Obama, where you can't criticize him. If you do any type of criticism of the president, even in a very joking manner, you're a bigot, you're a racist. If Hillary gets elected, you're going to be a sexist, on and on and on. So the paradigm has completely shifted in what we would normally consider to be the war on race or religion or sex or anything to that nature. And now, as I'm talking about a war on women, let's talk about a real war on women that's going unreported right now. And that's Russia's worst ever sex trafficker targeted 90 women including a girl aged 10, and he treated himself to a victim every birthday in a 41-year reign of terror. He has become known as the birthday rapist. He's a 69-year-old, and he raped women in Moscow and is expected to die in prison. And it was dubbed one of the most complex cases in Russian history. And they had to go under suspicion with over 20,000 men. They said eventually DNA linked them to the suspect. And he is a divorced father of one. He crept up behind his victims and choked them. And police are also probing claims that the pensioner carried out 3 murders. So you have stories like this. You have stories of the women getting raped with iron rods in India, women being arrested for driving in foreign countries. Earlier this week, I believe it was a Pakistani woman who was murdered by her brother in an honor killing. You have all these real, true, legitimate wars on women, and here in the States, we're talking about whether or not women should be in the new Ghostbusters movie or not. And to an extent, I heard somebody talk about this. If that's the worst thing that's going on in our country, as far as the public consciousness, there's plenty of real issues. But as far as pop culture and the public consciousness, if women being in the Ghostbusters movie is the worst thing that's going on right now, we live in a pretty good country, if that's our biggest concern. And I'm not saying there's good or bad that the women are in the movie. I'm just saying this is what people are talking about. Like there is nothing else going on in the universe. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what the big hubbub is. If you don't want to watch the movie, don't watch the movie. Like, there's a new Lethal Weapon TV show coming out. I have no desire to watch it. There's a Rush Hour TV show that was made for CBS. You probably don't even know they did that. And I had no intention of watching that either. So they can remake whatever they want. I'm going to stick to the source material, and everything else can go fly a kite.
Hillary for Prison shirts are $19.95. We've been selling them as low as $5 because I want to get tens of thousands of them out there. There's like 80,000 of them now out there or something. They're all over the country. It's one of the top memes in the nation. But at $19.95, we can take all the proceeds and pay for aircraft in the skies. You've seen that be national news. You've seen that be the top meme in the country. It's amazing. We're leading the way on how to resist. We're ragtag. We're cross-eyed and exhausted half the time, but we've got the passion. We're going over the top. Infowarsstore.com is the umbrella site. I'm selling at $19.95 to pay for the banners, to pay for the 18-wheelers with the big signs, to pay for the Jumbotron videos, and it's really paying off. Hundreds of newspapers, TV, Hillary for Prison. You cannot, but all the shirts, we sell all the ones we have, it's like 60 grand. So, but we got more being printed right now. Everybody's got to go buy a Hillary for Prison shirt for $19.95 so that Infowars doesn't get on the hole, because I want to really go crazy with airplanes at the DNC. We're looking at blimps as well. We're not going to be censored. Infowarsstore.com. Get your Hillary for Prison shirts today. Look in the last 8 months how far that meme's come.
In one block that I walked just a minute ago, I saw 15 of those shirts just in one block. The drive here from my spot where I'm staying, 30, 40 tons of them. They're every single way. The rally yesterday, almost everyone in the crowd had on a Hillary for Prison t-shirt. It is amazing. And everyone stops and they go, what does that shirt mean? Why does she need to go to prison? And it allows us to engage in a conversation and teach these people who have no clue about who Hillary really is, about all the things she's been involved in.
And we're not laying down to that witch. She's not going to buffalo us. We're not coward. We're not broke back. We're taking action. What about you? Get your Hillary for Prison shirt. I know you already have one. Buy another one. Give it to friends and family. I'm telling you, the war is now. The war is an info war. We're going to win. It's now been duplicated by countless groups, and I think that's wonderful. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And now it's all over CNN, it's all over Fox, it's all over the Trump rallies, the Hillary rallies. The #1 search term for a week straight last week, and still continuing, one of the top search terms is Hillary going to jail? This has been incredibly successful because it shows, despite corporate control and despite them trying to control the meme, we've had 3 versions of the Hillary for Prison shirt. All of them have been collector's edition and have helped fund the info war. We now have a 3rd edition in. The 2nd edition sold out. It's the same as the last, but on the right shoulder says Infowars.com. On the back, it says Infowars.com, legalize freedom. Be part of history. Be part of supporting the info war. Be part of meeting like-minded friends and family. Get your Hillary for Prison 2016 3rd wave shirts at Infowarsstore.com. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139.